This is Iowa live from a different location, Jackie.
Yeah, we're at Merkle Retirement Planning up here in Grimes' brand new building, which we are going to show you a tour of.
Yeah.
Kind of behind the scenes coming up here in a matter of moments. But Lauren, we just got done talking about your show. You have a set here in studio for a very specific reason, because you do a show.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy, isn't it? We have a set right here in our office, and the reason we do that is because everything that we do is based on the foundation of what we do is based on education.
Yeah.
Okay.
And what a better way to reach a lot of people with this important information than from a TV show, where they can just consume it from the comfort of their couch, and they can learn about all these different topics that maybe they haven't thought of before, but they're going to need to think about as they enter to retirement and go through retirement.
Right.
So yeah, it's just a great way for us to reach a lot of people, try to educate as many people as we possibly can, help them make the smartest decisions possible.
Hey, it makes a lot of sense. It's what we love to do on Iowa Live every day, is educating and having a ton of fun with an audience that's watching. But as you said, they can text, they can email, they can call, they can show up to your brand new building if they have a question, or they can be a member of our live studio audience that we have here today for Iowa Live here on CW Iowa 23. So we're putting you in the hot seat. We're calling it Ask the Advisor.
Yeah.
And Michelle, I believe you have audience member number 1 who has our first question this morning.
I do. Go ahead, ask your question.
Yes, I'm still working. My husband's retired, and I'm wondering, what should everyone or anyone be thinking about when it comes to taxes in retirement?
Wow, what a great question. So what should people be thinking about when it comes to taxes in retirement? The first thing that comes to my mind is right now taxes are on sale.
They're on sale.
They're on sale.
Exactly.
What do you mean?
And I know that's contrary to what a lot of people feel, because we're coming off the heels of filing taxes underneath the new tax code.
Right.
Where people were surprised. People had to pay more in than what they're used to. People didn't receive as big of a return as what they usually do.
Yeah, surprise is one of the words that we...
So when I-
you're saying they're for sale. What are you talking about?
Yeah, I'm saying taxes are on sale. People are rolling their eyes or maybe giving me some mean looks. They're saying you're crazy. But no, what I'm talking about taxes are on sale is look at the tax brackets that we are paying today. The lowest tax bracket that's available to us is 10%. We have to go all the way back to 1940 before we see another 10% tax bracket.
Really?
In the mid-'80s, the highest tax bracket was over 70%. Today it's 37%. So taxes are on sale today. So what we should be looking at from a planning standpoint is what tax strategies can we implement? What tax strategies can you implement to allow you to buy out your business partner? Your number one business partner is Uncle Sam.
Okay.
There's $27 trillion in pre-tax money in this country. All of that money is going to have to come out of these pre-tax accounts and will be taxed at whatever tax bracket we're in. So your goal as a pre-retiree or retiree should be to pay the absolute least amount you have to on the pre-tax money. Now, when you're 70 and a half, you will be mandated to buy out Uncle Sam, but you're going to be mandated to buy him out at whatever tax bracket they dictate at that time.
At that time, at that current time.
So if you can buy Uncle Sam out on your money right now, or next year, or the following year, at a lower percent, maybe 12, maybe 22, maybe 10.
Okay.
What a steal as compared to maybe down the road when they increase the 12 to potentially 20, or the 12 to potentially 15. That's the other thing, 2025. If no new tax legislation is introduced, tax rates are going up. And that 12% bracket is going back to 15.
It is.
So we know taxes, the tax brackets move. They consistently move, they always have over time. Historically, we're at lows. Let's take advantage of it as we can with your retirement
Yeah, the
plan.
secret is punching your ticket and paying your taxes before they do anything to it.
Yeah, we're going to have...
Your obligation is complete.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, that's exactly it. Your obligation is complete. If you convert that money to a Roth IRA, you never pay taxes on that growth ever again. Even when you pass it on to the next generation, completely tax-free, your obligation is complete.
Really?
And it sounds like this is also a little more personalized, which is why you need to come in to Merkle and have that personal conversation and make sure you're getting taken care of in the right way. All right, let's go on to audience member number 2. You have a question for our advisor this morning.
If I'm already retired, is it too late for me to put together a retirement plan?
Good question.
Yeah, I mean, we were kind of talking about that the last segment.
Yeah.
For most people, even if you're retired, it does not mean it's too late. There's a lot of decisions you're going to have to make. Let's say you've been retired for 15 years. There's a gentleman in our class, in our passport class, a couple months ago. And he raises his hand. We were talking about inflation. He raises his hand. He looks around the crowd and he says, "I just want everybody to know, I'm 85 years old. I've never spent more money than what I am spending right now today."
Seriously.
Really?
And that's what you have to plan for. So even if you're 90 years old, you've been retired for 30 years, there's still decisions you're going to have to make. And some of the most important decisions that people have to make later in life is around the not so much fun stuff and really expensive stuff of healthcare.
As I say, health costs that come when we're a little bit older.
Usually when you enter retirement, you're spending money on the things you want to.
Right?
Right?
Hope
The
so.
fun, the trips, the family, the
things you plan
grandkids.
for, yeah.
Yeah, all these things that you've dreamed about for all these
Right.
years. And then as we transition through our phases of retirement, we start having to spend money on the things that we have to have. We need
Our
to have.
health. Yeah.
And usually those things cost us a lot of money. So planning, if whatever phase of your retirement you're in, there's still things that you can do to incorporate within your life to make your retirement better.
But to answer that question, it's not too late,
It's
even
not.
if you're already retired.
It's not too late.
Okay, I like that.
How comforting a feeling is that for somebody who might be watching us right now saying, "I'm already retired, I've already lost my window of opportunity." You say the opportunity's still there.
It's still there. Yep. So regardless of what phase you're in, if you have questions, if there's decisions you have to make, which ultimately there are because life always brings decisions, then it's not too late.
I know we only have a little bit of time left, so I think that was the two questions that we were going to ask the advisor today. So again, if people want more details, if they have a question, how can they get that to you, Lauren?
Yeah, all you have to do is go to our website. You can submit the question online. You can text us, 515-278-4110. We always respond to every request that we receive. And I think one of the most important takeaways of what it is that we're talking about today is this stuff, your life. Think about your life. There's no other life that's like yours. And the decisions you have to make, although almost everybody has Social Security decisions, right? But there's up to 81 different options you have. And what your neighbor is doing, what your family members are doing, probably should be completely different than what you're doing. So everything we are talking about today, regardless of what age you are, should be custom to your life, to what your goals, your objectives are, and that's how you make the best experience possible as you go to retirement.
That's how you dial it in.
Love it. All
to your
right, we're going to
lifestyle.
put Lauren back on the hot seat later on the program, so you need to stay tuned to Iowa Live here on CW Iowa 23. We are live and on location at Merkle Retirement Planning. Lou is getting ready to race off to Newton with very special live hits at the Iowa Speedway later on in the program. In the meantime, Lauren and I are going to take a tour of this beautiful new building. Don't miss a moment. We'll be right back. You're watching CW Iowa 23.